We'll give
Surprise.
we'll give it a few more seconds here, and I'm going to get the show rolling. And like I said, essentially we're going to talk about how Forsage Tron works, and we'll give you guys some insight and some tips about how to use the dashboard, and make sure that you are all aware of the great features that are here. For some of you all who were in the Forsage Ethereum, you know that it was if you were in the beginning, so to speak, that there were some, how can I say, some new additions that were added over the months, and we've got all of those things and more here with the Tron dashboard, a complete overhaul. So it's looking really nice. All right, so we are over 100. So we'll go ahead and get going, and I'm sure there's many more people that are going to roll into our call here. So those of you guys who are still coming on in, you just have to catch on up to where we are. But hey, let's go ahead and talk about it. So you guys know that many of you who were in the Ethereum platform, things slowed down considerably. Right now, the reason for that, it had nothing to do with the developers. There are some misconceptions and a little bit of misinformation going around that it was the fault of Forsage. But actually, Ethereum, the gas fees as a whole, because the blockchain, it really wasn't designed for as many transactions as it started to have, with all of these new contracts that were popping up and all these DeFi projects that were happening, and putting a lot of strain on the network, to the point that we were having gas fees, astronomical gas fees, that were causing people to have to spend between 25 to $100 or more just to do upgrades, right? So they're having to pay double in gas fees what they were just to upgrade their income slots. So the reason that the developers, Lotto and friends, have created this Tron contract is because, well, we get all the benefits of having a cryptocurrency that is, I think Tron is at around the top, maybe 13 or so. It might be in the 13th position on CoinMarketCap. So again, those are ranked by volume, basically. And Tron is certainly one of the more popular cryptocurrencies and has had a long history over the last 2 years. It used to be actually on the Ethereum blockchain, but they moved into their own blockchain. And again, for these reasons, what I'm talking about right now, so that we could have faster transactions for far, far cheaper, right? So I think we're paying a fraction of a penny to make our transactions. So this is where we're at, and again, it's better. I mean, it really is. We've got something here for everybody that will allow for you to easily be able to bring people in. They can easily make their upgrades, and again, the whole platform itself is just completely redesigned so that it's a smoother, more streamlined experience. So let's go ahead and get into these instructions. Let me close out my video here so we can get focused and minimize that. There we go. All right, so let's start from the beginning here, and we'll get through it and talk about how Forsage works. So it is identical to the way Forsage Ethereum worked, all right? Because you do have, when we come into the system, you have two sides, right? We have the X3 and the X4, pretty well known by most people now. And the X3 is going to be where you're actively bringing in people, your own referrals, and this is the only way to fill in these positions underneath the slot. So each of the income slots, now that's another thing too, we do have 3 more income slots than we had on the other program with Ethereum. But again, for each of the income slots on X3, you do have to have personal referrals that come in to fill those positions. And with the X4, again, we come into this at the same time when we pay our fee of 200 Tron to come into this thing. X4 will also open. So again, your income slot 1 on both X3 and X4 will open up. But with the X4, the beauty of this is that you can have these positions filled up from a variety of ways. From your own people who come in, right? They will all come into position 1. And when they decide to upgrade, again, they will fill in positions through the other income slots, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it might be that they decide to upgrade to. But you also get what I prefer to call overflow as opposed to spillover. Again, the term spillover, I think, kind of sets a bit of a lazy mentality for people with respect to just kind of sitting back and waiting for the money to roll in. But it's more to be thought of as a gift, right? As a bonus, because as your networks grow and as more and more people come into your network, whether it's from your upline or whether it's from yourself, whether it's from your referrals or your referrals, those are all going to be rotating in and out of payment positions on the top row. Because again, as you can see, the difference with X3 and X4 is that there are two rows, right? So you have a top row and you have a bottom row. And on the top row, these are rotating payment positions that people rotate in and out of those positions in your X4. Likewise, you're going to be rotating out on other people's X4 on that top row. All right, depending on how many income slots you have open, you increase your chances to fall into those pay positions. All right, and this is again, as far as the overflow, it happens from above and it happens from below. All right, now again, you are going to be giving out a referral link, or someone that you signed up with, you had to sign up using their referral link, and that referral link is going to always tie you to your sponsor. All right, and so likewise, people that you refer into the program, they're going to always be tied to you, forever connected through your account and through their account as your downline. Now again, these income slots, they are, well, infinite in terms of the fact that you don't have to come in and repurchase the income slots. They do reactivate once the income positions get filled underneath, but it will always be active with respect to the fact that you don't have to purchase them again. So it's not like after a month or after 2 months you have to purchase, like on a lot of programs you may have to buy the package again. So again, once you've opened up these income slots, they will forever be opened. And if you open all 15 of the income slots, then that's just, well, you don't have to do any more purchasing of the income slots. Your work is done, so to speak. And again, on the bottom row, as I was pointing out, there's a bottom row. This is where the payments on the X4, you're going to actually receive those payments. Now, again, when we get to the last position, it's what they call the automatic and unlimited reinvest. So again, as you fill these positions, the last position fills in, and that will activate the cycle all over again. Okay, so this is how the boxes work with X3 and X4 in terms of their reactivation or re-entry. Now let me roll on down to the slots here, and again to explain that there are 15 income slots on each position. On each program, and they increase by double. So each income slot after the one preceding it is going to be double what that income slot, what the previous income slot was. So again, 100, and then 200, and then 400, 800, and so on, as you move all the way up through to, is it 1 million? What is it? I can't even, it's so small here. I have to, but anyways, you're moving up into a very considerable amount of Tron, again, valued in whatever US dollar value that it's going to be valued at. And Tron, just so that you know, is fairly stable. It doesn't really fluctuate. We saw Ethereum, some of you who were in Forsage saw Ethereum fluctuate as high as, I think we maybe got a high of about 450 or so dollars. And I remember it was as low as about $125. So pretty big swing. But right now, Tron is relatively stable. It's about 3 cents, I believe, per Tron, a little over 3 cents. And again, with the X4, likewise, you're going to have 15 income slots, just like that on the X3. So making a total of, you can think of them as 15 income slots that are working, 30 in total that are working that they're working in parallel with each other. So again, if you get a payment in on X3, you could easily get a payment in on X4. You can get multiple payments on any of the programs at the same time, depending on how active your network is. And again, these income slots can be viewed as a digital license, right? Because again, you are purchasing them, and once you purchase them, you have access to receiving payments. And as I said before, the more income slots that you have open, well, then the greater your chances are of being able to receive in those pay positions, or in the positions where they rotate out, or again on the bottom positions where you get paid directly. And again, the payments do go instantaneously into your Tron wallet, depending on which Tron. A lot of people are on mobile. We'll talk about the different ways that you can connect your account, but there are a lot of options out there for people who don't have, let's say, a PC. And again, if you have seen already, there's about 3 or 4 mobile dApp browsers that will allow you to interact with the contract. So lots of options out there. Let's scroll on down here to the registration. Now, again, as I said, the 200 Tron that you're spending is going to go into both of the X3 and X4 by being split. 100 will go into your X3 and 100 will go into your X4. And that 100, again, it will end up going to your sponsor on the X3 directly as it fills in the positions. Likewise, on X4, it will go in and it could fall on the top position depending on which positions are open. But again, keep in mind that you don't get paid on the top row. The payments that you get paid for that go directly into your wallet will come from the bottom row. All right. So again, it's also important to note that a lot of people who do come into the program, they may fund their TRX, their Tron wallet, with only 200 Tron. Keep in mind that you do want to have a bit more Tron in there. Maybe let's say between 15 and 20 extra Tron or more, so that you can be sure that your payments go through, because we've had a lot of people complain that their registration failed or they saw that their transaction failed and they were actually only putting in 200 Tron in their wallet. So you have to be sure that you put a little bit of extra, even though the fees, they're not called gas fees on the Tron network. They're bandwidth and energy, and it uses a very small amount of Tron, fractions of a penny, to be able to make those transactions. But you want to be sure that you do have that extra in your wallet. So be aware of that caveat. All right, let's talk about the X3 and how it works with respect to the payments going in and where the recycle happens, as I already pretty much mentioned above. But you can see more of a detailed diagram here where, again, the first payment coming in will go directly to you into your either Tron Link wallet or your Token Pocket wallet, whichever Tron dApp browser wallet that you have. It's instantaneous. You don't have to manually withdraw from the platform. So one of the best parts about this platform is that, again, these payments do go directly into your wallet without having to manually withdraw. Likewise, with the second position, it will go instantaneously into your wallet. And the last position, this is where we call, or what we call the recycle position, that will be paid to your sponsor, and it will fill whatever appropriate open position for your sponsor. Now, if that payment happens to go into your sponsor's recycle position, it likewise, the position will go there and it will fill to activate and reopen their income slot again, and that payment likewise will go up to their sponsor. All right, so the X3 is fairly simple, but again, keep in mind you can only get those positions filled from people that you refer in, and there is a situation where let's say your referral basically buys an income slot before you do. You might see what's called a gift payment, where effectively you're, as a sponsor, if you have that income slot open, you'll receive the payment. Here's this is another new addition, by the way, to the platform, the Tron Forsage notifier. So they have just within the last hour or two, I believe, added that to the platform. So always bringing new things to the table. I love it. But so again, basically you can only get these positions filled from your direct referrals, or if you happen to get a gift payment if someone hasn't upgraded. Okay. All right. Moving on to the X4. As I said, there are 6 positions, but I like to again think of it as a top row and a bottom row, because where on the top row, people, they see that the payment has come in, but then they'll go to support and say, hey, I didn't get my payment, or they'll go to their upline or whoever they can get in contact with, and they're kind of complaining or asking or worried that they didn't receive the payment in their wallet. Again, the arrow indicates that payment is going to go up to whoever has rotated into that payment position. All right. So again, just like you can be in one of these payment positions depending on how the algorithm has worked itself. But again, you don't get paid on those positions. So when you see those circles fill in, realize that they have gone somewhere else. And in your back office, when you see your dashboard and you look at your X4, and those positions again can be filled by, like I said, whether it's overflow or whether they're your own partners. Even if your own partner comes in and takes the top row, you still won't receive that payment. These are payment positions that, again, as the arrow indicates, they shoot up and off to someone else in the network. All right. So, but this is on the bottom row where we get paid. All right. So again, those payments, as I showed you on the X3, they go instantly into your wallet. The third, fourth, fifth in position, they do go directly into the wallet. And as we said before, the last position will go to your sponsor, and that will reactivate and open up these income slots all over again, right? So that you can begin to receive payments again in the same way that you did, in the beginning. So this is a pretty simple concept. I mean, again, for a lot of people, they may have troubles grasping it in the beginning, but once you start to see it in practice, it makes pretty clear sense. Okay, and the reinvest, as I already explained, again, once that just means that these positions have filled. The last position, always the last position, when it fills, it will reactivate and open up the income slot from 1 all the way through to 15. The process is exactly the same, just as it was on the Ethereum Forsage. Okay. I pretty much explained everything, so I don't want to go into too much more rambling detail. Now, the upgrading, this is where you'll see the shopping cart, right? So again, a lot of us have gone to the back office, or if you're here for the first time and you haven't even yet registered, you will see a shopping cart, which indicates that this is the next income slot to purchase, right? And which I'll go to my own back office here in a second, but when you hover your mouse over, or if you are on a phone, you can simply tap on the shopping cart, which will effectively bring up a payment window asking you to confirm the payment. Boom. Once you've done it, the transaction takes a few moments, and do give it time. It takes about, we're seeing anywhere from 20 seconds to about, it can even go 60 seconds or more. So do give it time for the transaction to go through. Usually you'll see a timer. There's a new window that pops up. I think it's in black, if I'm not mistaken. But you'll see a timer, a little clock icon. And so again, give it time to populate through Tron Scan, and then that will, and also if it hasn't, after let's say a minute or so, you can recycle or refresh your page, and then it should pop up and you should have that income slot open. Now you can see here this caution sign, which it basically indicates that after you have filled, even if it's the first income slot, right here in this example it's showing number 8, but the situation is the same for any of the income slots, that on the first round, once you filled up all the circles, right, once they have filled in, and this works the same on X4 as well, if you've gone through a cycle and you haven't upgraded to the next income position, you'll find this caution sign that pops up on the income slot like this. And what that means is that your income slot will freeze. All right, so it's frozen with respect to you receiving any more payments. What's going to happen is those payments, even if you have referrals that come in directly and that start to begin to fill those positions, you won't receive the payment because it's incentivizing you to upgrade to the next income slot. And be aware that when you do receive 2 payments on either X4 or X3, that is enough, right? You want to be smart about how you work the system. Otherwise, you're going to have to come out of pocket to be able to make that income or to make that next upgrade. So be aware that when you get 2 payments, because keep in mind that the next income slot is always double what the previous income slot was. So 1 and 1, right? It makes double. And again, that will be enough for you to purchase the next income slot. Otherwise, once that third income slot fills, again, even on the very first income slot, if you don't upgrade, then you effectively will put your income slot into a state of freeze and you won't be able to receive any payments. But that only affects the income slot that comes previous to the one that you're going to upgrade. So what I mean is income slot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, those will remain open, and you never have to worry about getting that caution sign on those other income slots. That only will appear on the income slot that needs to be upgraded to. All right, or rather the one that precedes the one that needs to be upgraded to. So again, if you guys are unclear on that, we can go into more detail. We'll do a quick, maybe we'll go 20 minutes or so for a Q&A if those of you guys who have questions about any of this stuff, we'll go ahead and go over it. Now there is a statistics page. When you can click on the income boxes, which again, we'll show examples of that on the dashboard, but you can click onto the boxes and you can see the statistics of all of the income that has come in. And if you see that a sign like this that indicates that you've lost profit, meaning that effectively you essentially didn't get a payment because you perhaps didn't upgrade to the next income slot, and so you'll see an icon that looks like this. So just be aware of that, and it means that you didn't receive income, right? So you can also, as I said, receive a payment as a gift that comes up through your downline as a gift, and it'll be a gift box that looks like this. I think the color is the same in the statistics, but again, we'll show an example of that on the actual dashboard. So that is what's happening with the upgrade. So you do want to make sure that you're as smart about upgrading as you can be, so you don't find yourself stuck missing payments, because this happens all the time. People don't upgrade and then they realize that they missed a payment of $500 worth of Tron, or it could be $27 worth of Tron, whatever it might be. So be sure that you do play it the right way and upgrade when you have the ability to upgrade. All right, so you don't find yourself in that position. And coming down, this is pretty much it. So just to talk about the different colors that you'll see on the X4, because you really only see the different colored circles like this on X4. You don't see, on X3, you don't see these different colors. You might see a pink circle, which again, that indicates that someone has overtaken their sponsor. And that's the only time on X3 that you'll see a different colored circle. But in the case of X4, you can see that there's 4 different colored circles, right? People that you've personally brought in, okay, that's one of the colors there. Overflow from above, right? So that means that someone who was in a payment position that effectively you were in a payment position on someone else above you's line on their top row of the X4, and then that will fill into your X4 as a light colored circle there, light colored blue. That means that's overflow from above. Okay, so again, I don't like to think of it as spillover. Think of it as you have rotated into a pay position on someone above you, and then you receive that payment once it came in on their top row. And likewise with an overflow from the bottom, that it's the same thing, right? It means that you were in a payment position on someone's X4 below you, right? So that payment came from below, because again, on that top row, if you were in that payment position, the payment will come to you, and it could end up in any of the positions, any of the 6 positions that you see as overflow from below. All right, so I hope that's clear for people. Again, the pink, it indicates that someone has overtaken their partner, and you can have one of the circles in the X4 filled in that way as well. Okay, so it could be any one or a combination of all of these different colors, right? So make sure that you're very clear, and you can always refer to the instructions if you don't understand what the different colored circles mean. Again, as we scroll up to the top of the page, you can easily find the instructions here on the drop-down menu in information. Click on instructions, and that'll take you right to the same screen that you're looking at here. And that pretty much covers it. All right, Forsage Tron works, like I said, identically to what we had with Ethereum Forsage. And again, don't count the Ethereum Forsage out. A lot of people are asking, even people within my own team, they're very upset and wondering, is the Ethereum Forsage over? No, it's not over. But of course, the developers, they either had to sit there and just kind of twiddle their thumbs, or adapt to the situation. And that's how it goes out here in crypto. You really have to adapt, because it's an ever-changing landscape. It really is. So you have to make sure, and the developers were, to give us things that will keep us going. All right, so here's some points to point out about the Academy, and that the Telegram is something that you do want to make sure that you get as much information. Those resources are really helpful with respect to being able to go to the official Telegram and contact other members there and kind of get some feedback from them. And of course, there are, I think, over 20 admins now, because keep in mind that the original Forsage had almost 1 million partners, or it might be at 1 million partners or more. So there's a lot of activity going on, a lot of questions, and all of that is happening over on Telegram. Okay, not on Facebook, not on WhatsApp, because a lot of times people, they may be more familiar with another one of these social media or social messaging apps. But again, Forsage only uses Telegram, so be aware of that. Now, you may create a group. Of course, you may have your own groups and your teams that you've created on Facebook or WhatsApp, completely fine. But just know that the official Forsage, they're only on Telegram, right? So there you have it in a nutshell. Now I'm going to go to the dashboard. I'm going to scroll on up here and go to, you can click on main, and this will bring you to your actual dashboard where you can see the income slots and how they fill. So now we can go through some examples, and so to make sure people understand the numbers that they're seeing. So in this example here, and this is actually my account, my own account here. Now I am in view mode. Something to point out too is you can see it's written and it says view mode. And what that means is I can't upgrade. I can't, we'll talk about this. You can't, it doesn't even show it. There's a chat feature where you can interact and talk with people who are your direct, let's say your direct referrals or your upline, right? You can always message them in that way. And it's really important to do that, but you can't do that in view mode. But I went ahead and went in view mode now just to make the point that you can interact with everything else as you normally would, but you can't do those things. There's also a goal that you can set, but you can't set the goal on the view mode either, okay? But we can still go through there we go again. Another, oh, that's a nice payment, $100. So there you go. This is an example again of the bot, which we'll talk about here, and I'll show you guys how to get it activated. But a payment just came in, and that just pops up because I have on my PC and on my phone, my Telegram bot enabled, and it will show you when you've gotten a payment in. And it's a good feeling, just like I had right now. So let me, again, show people that these boxes and what's going on with the boxes. So you can see that right here, the 67, this is always going to show you the total amount that you have that have come in on income slot 1, because everyone, when they register, they have to come into income slot 1 on X3 and on X4. All right, so you'll see that number, that total number that you see there next or underneath your own ID. Now, as we move down, keep in mind that that 67, out of those 67, only half of those have gone to the income slot 2, right? And typically and normally, this is how it will go with respect to people upgrading. Again, highly recommended that you upgrade, because if you come into Forsage and you have income slot 1 open and you're waiting on money to rain down on you, it's not going to happen like that. You need to, again, move up through the income slots like everyone who wants to increase their chances of receiving. So again, as you can see, the next position here, there's 36, and out of those 36, 14 have come here, and out of those 14, seven have filled in here, 5, 3, and as you can see, naturally it starts to decrease as you get into the higher levels, because, for example, 25,000 Tron, 25,600 is roughly $800 and something. So, there's not a lot of people that are ready to go to that position. But again, be patient, and build your teams. Don't wait for your upline to do all the work, because again, this is a team effort. Even for yourself, obviously, like on X3, like I said, you can only get those positions filled in anyways from having your own team that come in, right? But you really, let's say you only had two people, or actually 3 people. And then you may still get, someone to come in as a, who came in that passed their sponsor, and then that box gets filled in. But if you have only 3 partners, those 3 partners can move through the income slots with you all the way through to the 15th income slot. So it is possible to move through and fill up these positions only with, and actually when people recycle, when your downline recycles, that recycle, even just with 2 people, can end up filling in, because sometimes people ask, hey, how come I have the same ID on one line? Or there'll be, let's say, for example, it's ID 23, right? And there'll be a 23 here, but there'll also be a 23 here. But what that means is their person underneath them, they got in, more people, and they recycled, and they ended up filling in on that last position. So you will see that. And let me click on the box to show people also that this is where we can look at the statistics. Also, you'll see who you are connected to, your upline. When you click on any of the boxes on X3, it will always indicate, that first box there will always be who your direct upline, your sponsor is. All right, so be aware. That's how that works with regard to this, and finding who your sponsor, to be sure of who they are. Now the circles that you see here again can be changed by clicking onto the box, and it will essentially go through. Am I doing this right? Yeah. I'm going through the different cycles. This is the second cycle, the third cycle. So when you click on those arrows, it can take you all the way back to the first round or the second round of the third round, so you can see those payments and see the people who filled in those positions and filled up and created the recycle. All right, and of course you can even click onto the arrow to the right or the left. Apparently, if you click onto that, you don't have to log. You don't have to go back to your main. This will take you right to the next box. All right, so if I click on this, this will take me to the third box. And so that's how you navigate to kind of find out what's going on with the income slots and which partners have filled in and which haven't, and so on and so forth. As I scroll down further, as I was talking about before, you can see there's that gift box. It was actually in green on the instructions, but as I said, it looks like a gift box icon. So again, what that means is someone overtook their upline, and then what happened is I ended up receiving that payment as a result, because I had the income slot open to receive the payment, and their upline did not. All right, so that's how that happens. But as you scroll down, you can see on this income slot 3, this is the 400 income slot, and roughly it's around, as you can see, $13 for 400 Tron. And you can see every other, well, we have 2 that come in. Those are the 2 positions, and then the third position is the one, remember, where we recycle, and then it starts over again. 2 positions fill in, and then the third one, remember, that recycles, and it goes up to your upline. And that's how that goes for all of the other income slots as well, if you wanted to look and see the statistics there. All right, so let me scroll down to the X4 and break it down. Again, you can see this is a variety of different colors, right? We have the light color, personal partner color. This is, again, overflow from above, and again, personal partners that have come in. And the darker blue is, again, overflow from below. And again, we already went through the instructions on how that works out. But as I said before, you can click onto the boxes, and that will break down the statistics for who has come in and filled in those boxes, so you can see very clearly. And again, you can click on the arrows to take you through each of the income slots, so you don't have to go back to the main page and start it all over. So that is, the statistics again, as you can see the breakdown for income slot 2, where it's 200 Tron. You can see those payments coming in for $7 and so on and so forth. All right, now as I said, the arrows indicate that those payments have gone. I didn't receive those payments in my Tron wallet. They went up to another person in the network within my team. And of course, some of these payments can also go to people outside of your team, right? That they can go to someone in the global network, so to speak. So be aware that, again, if you come to the statistics and you see these arrows, remember that's the top row, right? As you can see there, which means that those payments went out into another partner, not to you, okay? And I already went through pretty much all the other details with regard to the statistics. Now, this is if you want to follow this box right here. As you can see, if I click onto this will take me to TronScan. So let's go ahead and do that, and you can see how it works in terms of being able to see the transaction, see where it came in, and you can see that a payment, here, let me scroll. You can kind of follow, it's from, and it's showing that it's going to, and this is my my Tron wallet. It indicates the amount of Tron that was received. And there's other things that you can get into. We won't get into it too much, but if you want to see that the transaction has been created, and this is the transaction hash, as they call it, and you can put that into your. If I copy this, I mean, you can just copy it here, tap onto that. I can put it there, and it's going to bring up the same transaction. Oh, look at there, another payment. Gotta love that Telegram bot. But anyways, I'm already here on this page, so that hash, it would just simply bring me to this, but it just indicates that is a real transaction that anyone who wants to look, and I mean anyone, you could even put that into the Google search bar, and it will bring up the TronScan information. All right, so it's an open ledger. That's how the blockchain works. All this information is publicly available, so to speak. All right, so let's get back to the dashboard and other things. Let's see, this, I forgot what this is. This is, if you want to copy the, John, what is that copying? When I click onto this, Yeah, but
It copies I'm not mistaken, it copies the wallet address.
it copies the wallet address of the ID.
Are you in the statistics page or?
Yeah, I'm on the statistics page, and I clicked onto the double, basically the pages on top of each other next to the outgoing arrow.
Okay.
I'm
Let
not.
me just check again.
Yeah, just well.
It,
Anyways, this
it
is
copies the it copies the transaction hash. I
the
think
transaction
that you need to
hash.
go. Yeah, you
Okay,
need to go to Tron scan to see it.
gotcha. So the real time stuff, people, unscripted. I wasn't even sure about that myself, but as you can see now, I know. That's why it pays to come to these webinars and get as educated as you can. Now, let me go to the main, and I think I went through everything on the X4 that we want to talk about there. Also, like I said, in view mode, I'm gonna just make this example. Here I am now. I've come up through to the 10th income slot. Now, if I wanted to upgrade to the 11th income slot for 102, basically 102,000 Tron, that if I click onto this now in view mode, you'll get a box that's going to show, and I think, yeah, if I click onto that, it's going to say I can't make the transaction because maybe I am logged in. Okay, actually, I guess I am logged in. I thought I was in view mode. No, I am in view mode. Shouldn't that have said I couldn't make the transaction? I don't know. Maybe I am logged in. But however, yeah, obviously you can't make the transaction if you don't have enough Tron in your wallet. You will see that window pop up as well. But typically in view mode, yeah, if you click onto the box, it'll pop up a window that says that you can't make transactions in view mode, meaning that you couldn't do that for someone else's account. You have to be inside of your own account to do that. Now that is X4. Let me explain some of the things that are going on to the side here. Again, as I said, there's where you can find your ID, your account ID. If you want to click onto it so that people don't know what your ID is, you can do that. All right, and it'll pop up with the asterisks lined up so that you can hide your ID if you wanted to. Now, this shows the total amount. Oh, some more money coming in. Thank you. This shows the total amount of Tron in US dollars that you earned. All right, so because a lot of people think like that money is just sitting there in your wallet. No, this is the total amount. Just like we see here, the total amount of Tron. Now this will always remain until, of course, it goes up. It will always go up, but it's never going to come back down. The dollar value here can certainly come back down. This $7,953. This can easily come back down to $7,898, for example, if the value of Tron were to drop. Okay, so be aware of that. If you see a change that decreases, that is showing you your US dollar value, the total. But again, keep in mind that can go down. But this will always, in the pink box, show the total amount of Tron that you've earned to date. And of course, it will increase. It's never going to decrease. And of course, you can change it into euros or into Russian rubles if you want to. But typically, most people are used to seeing the US dollar amount. And it will break down X3, the total amount that you've earned on X3 in Tron, even the dollar amount. But again, that can fluctuate either up or down. Likewise, with that X4, we can see the total amount that's come in with X4. And obviously, you can see there's more that has come into X4 because, again, it's a team bill. Most of the time, you're going to see, I'm not sure if I can recall a time that I've seen more in the X3 than in the X4 because, again, as they say, many hands make light work, right? Because the more people are coming together, the more work is going to get done. So this is why you see a higher amount of Tron there typically. So this is the new addition with the Telegram bot. I'm going to go ahead and click on this and show people how it works. I've already added mine. So if you click onto this will take you to a kind of standard Telegram page that asks you to open up that link. And that link, now I've already added it, so it's going to show that you'll see start on the very bottom here. And then once you click start, it'll be a series of instructions. I think first it's in Russian. So be sure that you come down to settings. When you click on settings, it'll bring up the languages so that you can change it into the languages. And right now they only have these 4 languages, but they will be adding, I'm sure, more because they've done that with the other Telegram bot. For those of you guys on the Ethereum platform, you remember that we do have a variety of languages. So be aware that that's how we get set up for that. If you put it in English, it's going to change everything into English so you can read it normal. Now, if I click on accounts, real simple, I can either add an account or I can delete an account. All right, so I'm going to go through an example. I have multiple Tron link accounts or Tron addresses. So I'm going to show you how you would do that. All right, so it says specify the Tron wallet of your Forsage project account in order to instantly receive related, relevant, or event notifications. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out here and show you how easy it is to get your Tron wallet address. Hang on, give it a second to pop up. Let's come on down to Forsage 2, and I can click on it here. Okay. Now also, if you're already in the account, you can see that it's the same thing. You just click on it there, that copy icon. And let me come on back down over to Telegram. Same thing on your phone. Be aware, obviously I'm doing this on PC, but it would be the same process on your phone. You can do it just as well. It would be the same process, but obviously tapping as opposed to clicking, right? So I'm going to go ahead and add where that box is, as it's already added me. I clicked on add and it's told me the instructions. So now I'm going to paste in that new address. You hit the button there, boom, and now the second wallet has been added. All right, now that will, again, you already have seen several examples of the Telegram bot popping up, showing me payments. It'll also indicate when you have a new partner. All right, so that's something, a very useful tool that you want to make sure you become familiar with. Activate it, right? No doubt about it. Make sure every one of you guys get out there and get it done. And that's pretty much that with the Telegram bot. So that, again, is a new feature that we already had on the existing Ethereum platform. But as you can see, it's a nice addition, as you can see it pop up and let you know when you've got money coming in. Now this is where you can find your affiliate link. You just simply click on that, boom, and of course, get out there and share your link, people. Get it out on social media, on your different messaging apps, whether it's WhatsApp, whether it's Telegram, whether it's WeChat. All of you will have a sphere of contacts and influences. People that you can share this with, right? So share it within your sphere of people. But anyway, so you just, of course, would post that there. Oh, hang on here, all over the place. And you can just paste and go. Now I'm not going to do that, so I can stay here and keep this moving with the dashboard. But just wanted to let you know where you can find your affiliate link. All right, and also let's talk about the partners. This is where you'll find your list of partners. You can see all the different partners that have come in terms of the amount of partners that they have, what on X3 and X4, what level they're at. All right, so as I scroll down here, you can see people are leveling up. We have a lot of people who've not leveled up, no problem, but at the same time, they're not in as good a position as people, let's say, who've upgraded to level 6 or higher, right? Some people have upgraded to 9 and 10, and that's going to put them into a position where they can receive those bigger payments, all right? So what else too? And of course, you can even see the profit that's come in right here. This ID, they've opened up 6 and 7 not long ago. I think that they signed up maybe yesterday or the day. Yeah, I think yesterday, and they've already brought in a considerable amount, just an amount of, or in a total of $641, and they only have one partner. All right, so I'd imagine they're getting pretty good spillover, and the algorithm, it just works differently. It's not something that you can predict, where people always ask, like, why am I not receiving spillover right now, or and they ask specifically when they're going to get it. It depends on your network and how often people are upgrading. So, for example, if all of these people begin to upgrade, everyone within this network is going to start to see more overflow payments. All right, but again, this is where we can find our list of people, when they registered, and so on. And this is, of course, where you can find their ID, which is really important. Where, let me log out. Yeah, I am in view mode because it would show. This is where we're going to actually log in. Now you can see there's two different sides, the blue button and the purple button, viewing and automatic login. If I click on that after putting in either my ID number, or you can even type in the actual Tron address. Okay, so either one of those will get you to the right spot. And this will bring up a box, which is still here in Russian. But however, now I'm, this is what, just to let people know, because I remember I went to this other account to copy the address. Let me get to the right. Well, I guess I could have shown the point that I wanted to make on that other, but I wanted to show the messages that I've sent to my network because this is how, like I said, we can stay in contact with our people. All right, let me put that back in there and show you what I mean about the messaging feature. Oh, we got a lot of movement going through right now. It's good. So this is the messaging feature, which it's super important. I mean, I'll show you some examples here that I sent out to people who are coming into the network, and I want to let them know. For one, I want to say hello and welcome them to the team. We've created a Power Team Telegram group, so I give them the link for that. And last webinar that John and I did on Tuesday, I gave them a link for that so that they could catch up and share that with their people. And again, doing something like this as an upline, because everyone is going to be someone's upline, and you should most definitely be the kind of upline that you would want your upline to be, right? And you want to make sure that you are, the kind of golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And with respect to taking advantage of this feature in the back, you've got to understand how important this is, because we didn't have this for a very long time on the Ethereum platform, which caused a lot of problems because we had people that were coming into the network that we couldn't get in contact with. All right. Now, when you do see a message, you'll see a number here. So keep an eye out at the top of your dashboard. You'll see a number 1, 2, 3, however many messages have come in, either from your partners or from your upline. All right. So check those messages. Welcome your people when you get when you start getting people in, and be sure that, like I said, try to be the best upline to those people as you can. This is where, if you click onto this, obviously you can start. It'll open up to a new screen, and you type in, and I already have a list that propagates the list of people that I've already contacted. For example, you put that in there, type in the message that you want to type into them, and then boom, send it off, and it will be there on their dashboard, like I said, as a number showing that they have one message or however many messages. This is where we can find the official Telegram. You click on that, the official Forsage Telegram group. If we click onto it, of course, it'll take me over to that. In fact, let me go ahead and head on over there, just show people right quick. This was something too. Lotto left a message because someone tried to impersonate. Be aware. That's something too, that there are, unfortunately, a wide spread of people who are not looking out for your best interest. In fact, they're trying to steal your money. All right, so be sure that you don't allow people to ask you for your 12-word key phrase, or to try to get you to send them 2,000 Tron because they're going to give you some more Tron back. No, it doesn't work like that. So anyways, but you have people here who are trying to impersonate Lotto, and he left a message trying to be very clear with people that obviously that wasn't him, and to just be aware of that. Okay, so keep an eye out. But this is, again, where you can find the official Telegram. If you want to go to the discussion, you would just simply click onto this, and this will take you to the chat, because on that other one, you actually can't talk. That's just a broadcast channel. Here's where we can talk to support, ask support questions, and get caught up to speed on everything, all right? Interact and get some feedback from other members, so on and so forth. All right, so that is where we find the Telegram bot. The Telegram, official Telegram link. There's also a YouTube page, an official YouTube page for Forsage. So this is where we're going to find a lot of resourceful information. We got 21,000 members or subscribers here. All right, so if you want to get a lot of these videos where you're getting that resourceful, how to set up your wallet, how to do this or how to do that, a lot of those videos can be found right here on their official YouTube page. All right, so that's where we can find their YouTube. And of course, you can change the languages. As you see, there's a variety of different, let me click. There's a variety of different languages. So if English is not your language and you see yours here on the list, click onto that, and that will change the page into your language so you can find out what you need to find out. Now, let's talk about, I wanted to show the token pocket, for example, for people who are wondering how I get signed up. Now, first off, you have to have, again, what's called a dApp browser, right? The appropriate wallet, and in this case, it's Tron. You can't have a Trust wallet, because some people from the Ethereum platform asked, why can't I use my Trust wallet? Well, because Trust it's not coded for the Tron blockchain, all right? But Token Pocket, for example, is. let me click onto, you can click onto their main page and it will show you, hang on here, where you can download on mobile or on desktop. So this is available for both desktop and mobile. Now you just click onto that, follow, the instructions will prompt you like of what to do next. So that's Token Pocket. This is Tron Link. This is the one that I was using up here. Now also too, you can see this little window that popped up. Be sure that you click that and hit this reload, because that will reload. There's no real reason to connect my Tron Link wallet to this page, but let's say you're on your dashboard and it doesn't seem to interact with the contract. You may need to click onto that icon and then hit reload so it does interact. But of course, this is available on Android, iOS, and the Chrome extension. And just follow again the instructions to get your wallet set up and get it funded. And there is, if you want to find an easy place to be able to swap out your cryptocurrency and get Tron, we really recommend Simple Swap. I'll show you that in a second. But anyways, this is another wallet that came out not long ago. I think within the last, is it 2.5 or 3 weeks, John?
Yes, it was, but they did an update yesterday.
Okay, so yeah, but this is clever. It again is a Tron wallet. You can also hold BTC there, Ethereum. So this is a very flexible wallet to have because there's not a lot of dApp browsers that allow you to interact with the contract like that. So and there are even others. There's Go Wallet. There's Math Wallet. So just try to use the ones that we recommend, because those are the ones that people are having the best results with. But once you have your wallet funded, then of course you would come over and use your the person who has introduced you to Forsage. Use their link, and then you follow the instructions accordingly. Now let me go back to the Forsage page here. I will need to log out. The Forsage main. I think this will bring me to Forsage.io. Now, of course, when you use someone's link and it asks you to either register or log in, and of course, you could come to Forsage.io straight, but you're not going to have a sponsor that for example, right? You want to make sure that you're using the link of the person who introduced you to obviously be respectful in that regard, that you're signing up with the person who introduced you to the platform. But if you click on registration to bring you to the Tron, obviously you're going to click on the Tron program, right? Because again, Ethereum right now, it's a little bit slow, the platform, like I said, with the high gas fees. It's still active. If you look at the activity on the Ethereum platform, it's still going, but it has slowed down drastically because people are very discouraged by the high fees. But however, you would click on the Tron there. Now again, this is going to default me, or I guess to my own ID here, since that was, for whatever reason, it's defaulting me to my own ID. But again, you click on registration and make sure again that, like I said, you click on the wallet to be sure that it's connected. And then once I click on it there, I hope that it doesn't charge me. Well, I've already opened up that thing, so I don't know what's going to happen. It's only 200 Tron anyways. I'm not a big deal. But however, that's what would happen. You'll see this page, as I talked about before, where you'll see the icon, the clock, and then once that transaction goes through, is this an actual transaction ID? I'm not sure, because I already, I'm saying this because I already am connected to my account. I think I just created another account under the ID number 1. Is that what I just did, John?
Yes, you did.
I didn't know that I could create with the same wallet another account. So, but
Are you sure you're in the same wallet or a different wallet?
No, I'm on my main wallet. Yeah. So that's a little bit strange, but we'll see, whatever. But no big deal, 200 Tron, I'm not too worried about it for the purposes of this video. But make sure again that you use the link of the person who brought you either to this call or again, if you know who your sponsor is, be sure that you get their referral link so you can follow them as a downline appropriately. So
don't worry, the Tron scan failed because the reason being is an existing wallet.
Right.
Existing ID.
So there you go. It did bring up an ID transact or a hash ID transaction.
If you go back to your dashboard and click on your wallet address at the top, it will show you your transaction which failed.
Wait, you mean from the Tron link here?
Log in first.
Okay. Hang on. Let me get to log in. This is where you can find it.
No, automatic registration, automatic login, yes.
Yeah. And give it a second to pop up there.
At the top, you have your transaction, your wallet address right at the top.
Yeah, if I click that. So this is, again, John is the matrix master. He knows how to get around.
Go down, scroll down to transactions.
Yeah, you can see.
Click.
Tron.
Transactions.
Transactions. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can see the first entry is the one which failed. The one you just tried to.
Okay, so there you go. Yeah, that 200 Tron did not go through. Why? Because I'd already had this wallet address connected to to an account already. So in that case, the example is still the same. When you make or when you try to register using someone's link, again, you should see their link there or rather you should see their ID and so forth, and you just click onto it and you're ready and you're good to go. And like I said, give it a little bit of time to populate so that you can see the transaction. Give the transaction time to get through to make it to where it should, and then you can be all signed up. Now, after a few seconds, the page should open up and you'll be able to see your dashboard like this, of course. So I think I covered everything that we wanted to talk about. What some other little notes that we wanted to talk about, John, before we give us a
simple
surprise?
swap was one, and then talking about the available wallets. Yeah, that's about it, correct?
So as I scroll on down, this is what the big news, the big secret for those of you guys that are still here on the call. So let me look on YouTube and see how many we got.
65 now, was 85 earlier.
All right. Well, let's go. This was actually our first time doing a live stream with the Zoom. And bear in mind too that I didn't announce to Lado that I was going to do the live stream, that I was going to even do a Zoom today. I didn't announce to him until early this afternoon. So it makes sense. But no big deal. Those of you guys that are here, plus this is being recorded and it will be uploaded to both my YouTube channel and to the official Forsage Telegram. And they'll post it there so you guys can see this whole thing all over again. So you can share this with your referrals, because this was a pretty thorough webinar. So we did get into a lot of detail. And again, if you have this information, you are empowered with the ability to communicate the same information to your downlines and your prospects, so that you can get them on board and get them up to speed about how this thing works, what it's all about, to break some of the misconceptions and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, even about the people are always asking, is this illegal? Is this is this one of those Ponzi things? Keep in mind that a Ponzi works in that new people coming in are paying the people at the top. Realize again that the people on the top, because of the design of the X4, those people at the top, right, on the top row of X4, they have to give payments away to people below them, several levels down, right? So someone who signed up even yesterday, they may get paid by someone who is in, let's say, ID number 6, ID number 7. Someone from ID number 7 would have to send money to someone who just came in at ID 20,038. So it doesn't work in the way that people would like to just jump to conclusions. So again, empower yourself with this information. It's really important that you are able to communicate that to other people that would argue that. All right. So yeah, let's go on down to the gold here. Now we do have a PDF. We just literally a few hours ago were given a first glimpse, so to speak, of this PDF. So I'm going to show this for you all and get into it and kind of explain, because I'm still getting my mind around what's going on here with this. But we do have within our own account, right? Because this is still on the Tron network, right? Now, what it is, it's another contract inside of your Tron contract that you already have, right? So all of your partners, they are already behind you in terms of they are in your downline still, right? So when they come into this, they're also going to be coming into the platform just like again, you don't have to start over and start getting new people. If you already have however many people you do, it's still the same thing. You still have the same link, because as I go back here, this Tron Gold will be integrated into your dashboard, just like the X3 and X4 above here. Okay, what will happen is you have new income slots to open on the xGold. All right, so the way, again, that it will work, as you see, the breakdown here will be that you have, these incomes, you have now 4 different rows as opposed to the 2 rows that we had on the X4, for example. Now, again, the breakdown of this is that there's a percentage. Well, let me scroll on down. Again, we still have 15 income slots going into it. And the breakdown here, this is why it's different, because we're paying into, you still do instead of 200, you're paying 400 Tron. Again, 100 goes here, 100 goes here. 200 will go into this new matrix. All right, and that new matrix, the breakdown of it goes as such that on the first level, as you can see, it's 20% that fills into that. Well, is it, just to make it clear, John, because again, I talked to you about this before. I wanted to make sure that I explained it correctly. But the first 2 payments that come in the first line go to your upline, right?
Yeah, this the first 2 on the first line works just like the X4. So the one will go to a higher partner.
Or a higher partner, not necessarily your upline, but your...
Well, they say your upline, but I'm pretty sure it's the same as the X4. You will go to a higher partner. Sometimes the higher partner may be your upline.
Right.
Usually the higher partner is someone else who had
within your team.
Somebody located in a paying slot.
Okay. So again, on the second row, this is where it starts to get a little bit interesting, because you have 20% that's going to be starting as the payments come in. They're going to start to fill in 20%, and then on the third row, 30% of those payments go in. Hey, buddy. Sorry, I got my kiddo back here. Knew that, of course, he would come out of the room and I'd have some distractions, but no big deal. That's life. But so again, on the third row, as you can see, payments that come in will fill in with 30%. All right, and again on the bottom row, it's 50%. So I don't want to dissect it too much, because as I said, I'm still getting my mind wrapped around it. But ultimately, John, if you would kind of explain how it's going to benefit people.
Well, the first thing I want to say is, for those who are already in the Tron project, you already have bought X3 and X4, so then the xGold will be an option to purchase when it's actually available as boxes at the bottom. But for when the xGold is launched, I believe that when you sign up a new ID after the xGold is launched, then you will have to pay 400 Tron to get into the system. So then at one time you'll be buying into the 3 programs, the X3, the X4, which you already know, and the xGold.
Right.
So the $200, the 200 TRX, the 200 Tron, which goes from the xGold, becomes 100% into your personal smart contract. What happens is that it's broken down into the second level 20%, the third level 30%, and the last level 50% to make up 100%. So when you fill up all those positions, then you get the payment allocated as per these positions you have directly paid to your wallet. It works just like the X4 thing, but now in the previous X4, you only stop at the first line, because you only have the second row below your first line. So your first row of your downline's first 2 partners will fill up the 2 positions. But now with the xGold, your partners and your partners fills up the third and the fourth lines, so you get more earnings from the entire group team effort.
Right.
More details we do not yet have, but this is very new, because we just got the PDF information several hours ago, and we're contemplating how to release this to everybody. But I presume we will get more information in the next coming days, and I'm told it's about 2 to 3 weeks away from launch, so still lots of time.
So yeah, make sure you guys are, first of all, we did drop, I think John already put the PDF in the chat box.
Yes.
So you guys are getting an early glimpse, because I don't think that they've even dropped this in the main Telegram.
It's there already.
Okay, so it is, okay.
It's there. You can also, if you don't see it, you can request the support and the staff to paste it there for you, but it's already there.
Okay, great. Well, so again, however, though, those of you guys that are here on the call are at least getting a bit of a breakdown of it, from us, even though we're still getting our own minds wrapped around it. But it is going to be a new expansion that allows for you to effectively earn even more than you already are with the main Tron contract. So, yeah, keep your eyes out for that. Keep your eyes peeled, and we will, of course, do more information and webinars about the xGold to try to, dissect it and give you guys as much information about that as we can. So we will also do much time. We've gone just a little over an hour now, so we've gone into a pretty solid breakdown of how this thing works. Again, I'm actually pretty proud of myself because we did go into pretty thorough, parts of all. There is one thing that we didn't talk about: the invite partner.
That's something which is a bit complicated because you need to do it only on the PC.
Right.
You can do it on the phone.
Right.
But people need to know this. It doesn't work on the phone. I had some members try to press this on the phone and they got into a Tron link error. So because for this thing to work, you need to have your existing MetaMask wallets, and you also need to have your Tron link wallet both active, and then you need to connect your Tron link dashboard to
Right.
your MetaMask wallets, which shows your whole Ethereum ID. And then once you connect them, you click on invite a partner, they will get you a list of all the partners you have. And then you can send them a global message to join you on the Tron project, Tron network.
And just like the messaging system that I just showed you guys before at the top, on the Ethereum platform, the message will pop up for them. And again, indicating that as a upline, you are inviting your partners to come into the Tron platform. Of course, it's their choice if they decide to do it. Some people are going to, turn the offer down. Some people are excited because they didn't know that this, Tron platform had even existed. So if you are able to get to PC and you are able to connect with your partners, then be sure that you do that. So please, don't let these, extra features be something that you just sleep on, because they are they can be very, very more payments. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by this new bot that we have, but those are the kind of distractions that I enjoy. New money coming. But hey, let's do a quick Q&A so that we can wrap this call up and get people onto where they want to or where maybe they need to go, and we don't hold you guys up too much. In fact, I have my son here in the background. He's getting a little bit restless. So let me get the get a cap on this thing here. So let's I'm going to open up the participants, and for those of you guys that have it, I'm sure we have people. John, do you want to do a clear out and then reactivate, or maybe we should?
There's only 5, so we can just do the 5.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and do that, and I think, is this Akani?
Akani Thomas, I just replied him on chat. He was asking, he has a person who keeps getting revoked and has tried 3 times. I've just pasted him the wallet for Cleaver, asked him to try it, because we do have some problems with registration, because especially for Chinese knockoff phones, due to OS sensitivity and incompatibility problems with the Tron and the website and syncing problems. So we got to be careful and try a number of wallets which work. I've tested the last one, Cleaver, and it seems to work on most of them. So give it a shot and see what happens. It's not Forsage's problem on the Tron network. It's got to do with the OS compatibility issues on these mobiles.
Okay, because one phone is an Android and the other one is an iPhone. And the iPhone is the one that the wallet, that is being set up, that we can't seem to get anyone to connect to her back office. But the other person has used, I think they're using Clever, or they might be using Token Pocket, it's Taisha. It seems that she's been able to get other people in. So are you saying that the person with the iPhone should not be using Token Pocket?
No, I'm using Token Pocket on iPhone, and actually I've gone through with 900 other people on Token Pocket, and they all managed to go through. So very, very careful to make sure you have the latest update on the OS, because I found if the OS is not updated, it doesn't go through.
Okay, so she might need to update her iPhone.
Actually, the iPhone released OS 13.7 just an hour ago, so I will advise everyone who's on the call using iPhone to update, because there is a security issue. Because when you try to use automatic registration, the Tron network and the website tries to secure a connection to the wallet, and if the OS is a bit off or just a little bit not incompatible, you have a lot of problems with it.
Mm. Did you have any other questions or concerns?
No, she's gone mute, I think.
Ah, okay, sorry. Well,
Okay,
we
moving
will
down.
move it on. Is this Tony? I can't pronounce the last name.
Take collect, I think, is it? Tony, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm going for it. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Go ahead.
Hey, fantastic, guys. Thanks for doing the call.
Yeah, my pleasure, man.
Yeah, fantastic. I got a question as far as concerning like building and strategizing, and no one really knows because it's a decentralized smart contract, so it's really hard it's not sensed up or built up for people who want to try to hack this system. Let's put it that way. But I have noticed when I was asked that question by one of my people, I looked at a couple of accounts, and I noticed that people are placing their next position in X4 and then X3, as opposed to what I've been doing is I'm doing X3, X4, X3, X4, X3, X4. What this person has noticed is says, well, listen, it's going to be the team and my work, so if I only have enough funds, they'll do the X4 first and then the X3.
Mm. Yeah,
is
typically
that what you guys are doing? Is that what you guys would recommend?
I mean, in all honesty, because I tell people that, believe me, on X3, I am happy to receive my payments from my upline, from my downline, because once those payments come in, there is no top row that's going to go elsewhere, right? The payments that come into X3 will get to you aside from the recycle position. But again, what I tell people is that if you're not bringing people in, then you're effectively just paying your upline, and you're not going to get those positions filled in. You'll have a whole bunch of slots that have a whole bunch of empty circles in them, and until you bring people in who are willing to pay for those positions, those are just, it's not wasted money. It went to, I'm sure your upline enjoyed that money very much. But with the X4, obviously once you open up those positions, the more of those that you're opening up, the greater your chances of getting into the again, the rotating positions, so to speak.
That connection.
Right. So again, I tell people for sure, if you're a little bit shy and nervous about talking to people about this, or getting, educated on how to network with people, and I don't really even think of it as networking. It's just sharing the results of even your upline or others that are in the program, that you can, either take screenshots of and, again, impress upon them what's happening here. But until then, I would say that opening up your X4 is going to, for one, get the network moving, because the network is going to start moving when you open up, and if everyone else as well begins to open up their X4. In my opinion, again, some people do come in and they buy up all of the X3 and they don't have any partners, but it's like, okay, you can do that if you want to, but those positions in X3 aren't going to get filled in by themselves.
That's right. So what we're doing is that obviously X3, X4, X3, X4, X3, X4. We're not talking about filling X3 first, then doing X4. We're talking about if the guy only comes in, or the participant only comes in, it can only do X amount of Tron or X amount of ethers. Okay, and you were sponsoring me and say, well, Tony, you can only do X amount, right? You can't do the full 12 or full 15. What we've been recommending, because we're
Sorry, he's breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't hear him, but okay.
They're equivalent up, lower and upper levels. Am I making any sense?
Yeah, sorry, you broke up for about the last 10 seconds there where you were talking.
Yeah, internet's really bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you clear now, though.
Okay, great. I'll speak slowly, and hopefully the internet will keep us connected. We're doing exactly what you're recommending. And obviously, I like the power of X3, knowing that I'm in control.
Right.
Because it's everywhere, right?
Exactly.
depend on anybody. I go out there and I eat what I kill.
Exactly. Exactly.
You still have the power, okay? And you've also got the, whatever we want to use, the overspill, the gifts, whatever.
Right.
But what we're doing is we're not filling our X3s fully and then starting X4. We're doing, if you can only do slot 1, 2, 3, 4, we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going down to X4. We're doing 1, 2. Are we?
Well, and here's the thing. Most definitely, if you have a team that's willing to strategically go through those income slots with you, then in that way, of course, because you've got a dedicated group of people who are willing to go through, those income slots in X3. And in that way, there are a lot of people who work together in that regard, and they can knock it out with regard to, because they're like, okay, I'm going to get you get 3, and I'll get 3, and then you get your 3, and so on as they move up, while opening up the X4, as obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely a few ways to skin the cat, so to speak, or you know what I mean, and have a variety of different, not too much variety, but different strategies and approaches that you can take with it.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
You got it, man. Who was next on? It was Nicole Barrett Ross.
Yep.
Let's unmute her. Nicole, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Are you able to hear me?
It's Nicola, sorry.
Hello, yes. All right, so I came in a little bit late, so I missed the first part of the presentation. However, from my understanding, that on the ID11, that 8,000, whatever it is, that's in US, right?
Right.
All right, so in order for me to sign up, I would presently, before the xGold is launched, I just need 200 Tron plus some additional amounts for processing.
Right.
Network fees. When the xGold is launched, I would need 400 plus Tron to get on. Is that what you're saying?
Right, and that's the minimum to open up the first box.
Okay. All right. My next question.
Tomik, sorry to interrupt. If you already have the first boxes open in X3, X4, when the xGold comes along, you only need to put another 200 in there.
I apologize.
X3, X4, and gold is 400. But if you already have X3 and X4 open, you can buy the first box at 200.
Okay. Yeah, my apologies.
Okay, and then that means that once you're on the Tron platform, you have to buy into xGold. You can't just do X3 and X4 only?
You can.
You can. It's an optional.
Okay. I am like 4 weeks into Forsage using Ethereum. And the Tron seems very, very attractive. And it's cheaper for a lot of persons. I'm in Jamaica, and a lot of persons are not readily gravitating towards the Ethereum.
Naturally, the gas fees are just too high.
Cost, right. So for Tron, I know I would have to try and build another team, but I'm worried that I'm basically abandoning the Ethereum to go over to Tron, which seems easier, and from what I'm seeing, the profits or the potential for you to earn would be way better, in my opinion.
No, you're right. I mean, that's why it's been created.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your clarification. I'm just a bit hesitant to join now because I'm seeing a lot of technical difficulties. And I know in the previous webinar, you mentioned that over time, the mobile option in terms of an easier way of registering will be sorted out. So I think I'll wait a while longer, as well as I need a team to join on there.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something that, I mean, there's no rush, no pressure for people to get in. I mean, of course, the sooner you get in, the sooner obviously you can begin to build those teams or start to create that spill, or if you want to call it allow yourself to get in position for the overflows. But at the same time, yeah, you have to do what's right for you, your own situation.
Yeah, but Nicola, try the new wallet I pasted, the Cleaver.io. It works on a lot of the cheaper phones, and it's much more easier to use. You can try it because a lot of people are getting good success on it.
Because the thing is, once you do get in, you are going to make sure. I mean, once you get in, there aren't any other technical problems, so to speak. When you're saying that there is a lot of that you've seen a lot of technical problems, the only issues that people seem to be having are those that are registering. So you have to be sure that you, don't, allow yourself to any misconceptions about there being problems with the platform, because the platform itself really is working flawlessly. Outside of, again, some people, because of their phones not being updated, or because of some of the compatibility issues with one app, DApp browser versus another one. But again, once people are in the system, they're flying. But hey, again, you got to do what you got to do, though. Again, take your time, and come in when you're ready. Okay, I think she's been muted already, or
Yeah.
not. All right, so we got
Next one.
a few
Amit.
more.
Two more. Amit is one.
Amit, can you? Let me try again. There he is.
Hi, Tomik. Thank you. So I just had two doubts which I need to clear here. Okay, so the first one is about the gold one. As you said, if we have in X3 and X4, we have already taken the slots of second and third, we don't have to invest again over there in the X gold.
No, you don't.
No,
It's
you have to
optional.
buy the slots again. You have to buy the slots again in X4. Next
No.
gold.
Yeah, I understand. To register, I'm asking, like to start.
Yes, correct. But you don't
To
have to do it
register-
for X3 and X4 again.
Okay, so how much does take?
The X4 gold starts in the first box at 200.
With 200, right? Okay, got
Yes,
it.
200.
And okay. And the second doubt is how about the matrix level? It works similar in X3 and X4, the same way it works in X4.
X3, X4, no change, just that xGold adds on two more levels below, because in X4 you only got the second line. The xGold goes down to the third and fourth line, so you get to earn more spillovers from more people.
Okay. Okay, so we have just added with the matrix level is changed here.
Yeah, you got extra two more lines below instead of the old X4 had 6 positions. This one has 20.
Okay. So how about the earnings? Do we get the similar way? Do we have the PDF presentation of this? Can I get with Tommy?
Yeah, I already put it in the chat. You can download it on the chat. You can also download it from the official main Forsage. I put the link there.
Okay.
You can look at it and see how it pays. Basically, the second line pays 20%, and the third line pays 30%. The last line pays 50% of the value of the box per position.
Amit, you are in our team, I think, right? Or did no?
Okay, thank you. And the last doubt actually. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So in X4, I had a doubt. When we get into suppose one of my team member, he took the slot before me, and he takes all of my team income, it goes to him. So what's the option to get it back actually? So it has to be recycled of my
when the slot recycles.
Right.
in X4.
Yeah, when you upgrade it to that
six
next slot,
positions.
Sorry, go ahead, John.
When all the 6 positions are filled up and that box recycles, it will reset back.
Not in xGold, John. Actually, I'm talking about
X4. Yeah, talking about X4. When all the 6 positions are filled, that ID going upstairs will recycle.
Okay, so after the recycle, I'll be eligible. My downline will be eligible. I'm eligible to get the earnings from the same downline again.
That's right.
So
It will come back to original after it recycles.
Great. Thank you, Tomik and John. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Again, asking all these questions. I mean, again, John and I have gone where we've answered questions for 2.5 hours straight. So, this is coming from a place of genuinely wanting to help people to understand what's going on here. So, Definitely
Next
no
one,
problem.
Anwar Malik. You can unmute your mic.
Is he? Let me try it.
I tried it, doesn't work. Ooh.
It is not unmuting. Let me do one more time.
Yeah, well, we can go to the next one.
All right, we'll head on down to, is this Shikesa?
Hello, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, so I was using the Clever app, my team and I, and we
Mm-hmm.
switched over to Token Pocket,
Mm-hmm.
but everybody couldn't switch. And so when we switched to Token Pocket, we had to switch the people over, but we
Mm-hmm.
couldn't switch some over because of the cheap Chinese phone. So how do they stay in Clever, which works for them, and still be on our team?
It
Export
works
their.
fine. It works fine because it's just a wallet app.
Because I couldn't see that one member in my token pocket. And when he finally
Mm-hmm.
got transferred over, he had a higher number, a higher ID number. He was a lower number in Clever, and he became a higher number in Token Pocket. He hadn't brought anybody in yet, so
Yeah,
I
but the
guess
Token Pocket
his
is a wallet. Clever is a wallet. Tron Forsage is a website. So the ID you're referring to has to be the one in the dApps browser, and the dApps browser is what you see on the website. It doesn't have a different ID level on the wallets.
Mm.
The wallets is just an interface for you to hold your funds and to get you registered and upgrading.
Right, unless they opened up a new account, which then they'd have a different number.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I stay in Token Pocket and recruit new people in Clever, will I see them in my
Yes,
Token
you will.
Pocket?
You
Yeah.
will. They can even install Token Pocket later on when all this compatibility issues are gone, because you can have several wallet apps. You can have Token Pocket, you can have Tron Link, you can have Tron Wallet,
And
you
have them
can
always
have
mirror them. Yeah.
flavors. Yeah, they can all share the same import private keys and 12 words, and you will still see the same
Okay,
wallet. It's just one wallet.
all right. Thank you.
You're
No
welcome.
problem. Oh, wrong. All right, do we have.
One more guy called Power, I think, just done up.
All right, let's. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I muted you. Wait, hang on. Sorry, John. I think I accidentally muted you, John.
I know you don't like me. I know
Yeah,
you don't like
thank
me.
you. Thank you, John. So my question is here, already I have actually sent to you on the chat box. My question is to how to shape our recovery phase. Very safe place on mobile or PC. Otherwise, your other option is there. For example, write down your.
Sorry. Can you ask your question again and slow a little bit down? Couldn't catch you.
Yeah, because the mic
Oh,
is
sorry.
distorting. Pull back from the mic a little bit.
Yeah. My name is Deepak Pawar. I'm from India. Okay, because that is I thought so. I just wanted to clear from you because you are a technical expert in that field.
Actually, I'm more difficult than that. I actually have a offline password app I'm running on my phone, and I put all my passwords in that one place, and it's backed up to Jukebox. So anything goes on my phone, I just get from Jukebox reloaded, and it uses a Face ID, so it's quite hard to crack unless it's through my face.
Yeah, because what happened yesterday, day before yesterday, I have already returned on my page, okay? And when I'm just trying to insert that, no, entire recovery phase, so I'm not able to join there because I just wanted to join that yesterday only. So same
Okay.
problem I'm facing. So I just went right now, that is the
Well, you
reason I'm
must
asking
you
that
must
question.
look which wallets you're using, because some wallets take in private keys, some wallets take in 12 words. So you need to see which one you're going to use and if they're
Token
compatible
Pocket
or
I'm
not.
using right now. Token Pocket I'm
Token
using.
Pocket has private keys and also mnemonic codes. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So as is the wall, Trust Wallet is a better way actually because they are giving that word, so it is more
But
easy to
Trust
write
Wallet
there.
doesn't work on Tron. It's a problem.
Okay. So
Hey,
another option
I
in the
need you
token
to
pocket
not be
and
making
another option
noise.
I'm
I'm in the
supposed to
middle
Token
of
Pocket
a
you can
Zoom
use
call. You can
Cleaver, you
easily
can
go into the
use
room.
Math Wallet, you can use
Hey, Jalen, but again, you can't
Token
be
Pocket
disrespectful.
Pro, you
You
can use
know
Tron
that
Link
these are very important calls.
on mobile
And
as
when
well.
you
There
are
are
on the
few
phone with
options we've
you don't
tested.
even have your
But
earphones on.
it all
You're being
depends on
totally
the
rude right
model of
now.
the phone you have. Some
I
phones
just hear you could go
are
into the other
okay.
room
Some
then.
phones have got.
Why would you be a
You know, a
butthole
lot
about
of these
it?
Chinese phones have got
Come
modified
on.
OSs, and they are like Android, but they are a little bit different in some of the security protocols. So, because of this problem, a lot of them are not able to go through the verification and registration problems we're seeing now. But we're working on the devs are working on solutions to get this fixed.
Absolutely, absolutely, sir. Thank you, John, and thank you very much. Okay,
You're welcome.
for helping. Yeah.
And I think that will bring us to a close. We've gone an hour and a half.
You want to go after your Anwar Malik again, or
Wait, do I want to go over what again?
the one you missed earlier, which couldn't unmute? Can you try it again?
Yeah, I guess we can try one more time to see if he got his mic fixed.
Anwar Malik, we're trying to unmute you. Going once.
Going twice.
So.
All right. All right. Well, that'll go ahead and bring us to the end of this webinar. So hey, those of you guys that were able to hang out with us, we still have 100+ people that are there and people that are on YouTube. So again, you guys, thank you very much for the giving us your attention and for allowing us to share the love and the knowledge about what's going on over here. Because yeah, keep in mind that we're not even a week into this platform, and it's already almost at 10 million earned, and that's no small amount of money, right? $10 million worth of Tron has been distributed already out to 55,000 plus members. So I mean, again, keep in mind that the first, or if you compare that to the first Ethereum platform, it is light years faster. And again, there are so many features and bells and whistles that are really allowing for us to, get the momentum. And again, even though it's only been 1 week, there's going to be bigger waves that come. So just make sure that those of you guys who were able to absorb this information and kind of process it to, as I said, be able to communicate it and express it to your prospects, teach it to your downline, those that weren't on the call. And again, this will be recorded, so again, you'll be able to share this information with them. We'll probably edit out the Q&A, but for the most part, and maybe not, we'll see. But for the most part, it's all about having the right information. And those of you guys that were able to hang out with us, just make sure that you take advantage of it and get out there. And the platform itself, it's not about us doing this webinar, but it's about how fantastic this platform really is. I mean, they have a genius system that a lot of people have tried to, what to call them, haters want to be haters, and say how Forsage is going to fail. I remember for the first month, for the first 2 months, for the first 3 months, you constantly had people that were saying that this thing isn't going to last. And here we are now, 9 months, and it's still evolving and doing even better. So don't sleep on Forsage. There's still a lot of things left. As you can see, the xGold coming. But yeah, we will be continuing to bring this kind of these webinars for you guys to keep you guys updated and do our parts as well. So everybody get out there and do your parts also. And hey, John, let me go ahead and bring up the video here. But as always, we'll go ahead and sign out. Batman, fabulous Batman. we got a little inside joke with that. But yeah, you guys, we'll try to do another webinar. I'm trying to get to at least doing twice a week like I was doing before. A lot of you guys know I was doing John and myself. I've been doing webinars for about 7 months now for Forsage. So we'll try to get back in the swing of doing at least 2 a week for the community. But hey, if you guys got any questions and things like that, go ahead and make sure that you refer them over to the official Telegram group. For those of you guys that are in the Power Team, you can hit us up, in the Power Team private group if you had any other things that we didn't get to here. So, all right, with that said, we'll see you guys on the next webinar soon. All right, take care, everybody.